Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief. I'm your host, Ori Ansbacher, and I'm here to tell you that the Israel Brief is part of the growing online community of Lay of the Land. And don't forget, you can read Lay of the Land's interesting content at www.layoftheland.online. And this week we have two rather extraordinary stories. The one is about how Israel is leading the revolution in meat-free steaks, or rather slaughter-free steaks. It's not a legend, it's a true story. Check out the article online. And we're also talking about how Israel is successfully breeding rhinoceros in captivity at the Ramat Gan Safari Park. These incredible creatures face extinction if nothing is done to grow rhino populations and are the victims of poachers throughout southern Africa and other parts of Africa. So read all about it at www.layoftheland.online. Also, you can join our Facebook community at Lotl site. You can like us or you can follow us at LOTL site. That stands for Lay of the Land. And don't forget, you can subscribe to receive your daily edition of the Israel Brief by clicking on the subscribe button below or on the little bell icon every time we post an update. And I'm very sad to start the week on this note, but first of all, I want to preface this by sending our global condolences to the family of 19-year-old Ori Ansbacher, Zichronah Livracha. She was murdered brutally just outside Jerusalem just before Shabbat on Friday. Our thoughts, our prayers, our hearts are with her and her family. We wish you no more sorrow, and may her memory be a blessing. It's a horrendous murder that has really, I think, ripped out the hearts of many of us here in Israel as well as around the world. The brutal taking of a life of an innocent. And just to fill you in on the events, our young Ori's body was found just outside the biblical zoo area, very close to there, on Friday, just before Israel was preparing for Shabbat. She was brutally stabbed, the details which we would prefer not to talk about on the Israel Brief because they are still under gag order and just out of respect for her and her family. But no sooner had this happened that the police launched a manhunt and were successful in apprehending the now terrorist Arafat Isvaia, 29 years old, from Hebron. At first, nobody wanted to speculate whether it was terror because it could perhaps have been criminal by nature, but our security forces, who after capturing the terrorist, took him back to the murder site, and after going through the events of Ori's murder, it was confirmed that it was indeed a terror attack. And our Justice Ministry have recommended that the death penalty be sought as punishment for Isvaia. Now, Israel does have the death penalty formally instated, and to date has only executed one criminal, that being the infamous Nazi Adolf Eichmann. But the brutality and the intention of this event bodes that many are demanding that the death penalty be the ultimate punishment. But while we are talking about this very heartbreaking story, I just want to touch on the issue of gag orders in social media. When news of this event broke, the police had a gag order in place. The gag order is still partially in place. And this is for several reasons. The first being that we honor the family who already have endured the most unbelievable trauma and pain, and of course the victim. The second is that crucial evidence and crucial forensics are found by the police and by the security services when they do have to investigate this. And sometimes it impedes the investigation by the public speculating and putting all kinds of rumors out there. And the third is that, if you are going to take news and share it on social media, please take from reputable news sources and not from individuals who are speculating. There are a number of reasons for this, and there have been very, very, very painful rumors that have been spreading around as to the brutality or the events of the murder. Unless it comes from a reputable news source, please don't spread that. It causes incredible pain for the family involved, and it really, really could impede the investigation. So our thoughts and our prayers continue to be with the Ansbacher family. And going further afield to the United States, and this is a story making the rounds on social media as well as the headlines here, and that is of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who tweeted out yesterday that it was Jewish money that was helping to influence US policy as far as Israel's concerned. She allegedly tweeted out, "It's all about the Benjamin's baby." Now, Ilhan Omar is no stranger to accusations of anti-Semitism. During the 2014 Gaza war, she is alleged to have said that Israel has hypnotized the world. Well, Ilhan, obviously we didn't do a great job hypnotizing you, because you don't seem to be understanding the veracity and the severity of your kind of accusation. And again, it's putting out that horrible stereotype of Jews controlling the world, Jews having lots of money. Well, that's not going to go unanswered. And if you have something to say, personally, I don't have an issue with you tweeting at her. I've told her that it's a repugnant and appalling anti-Semitic statement. And while she allegedly apologized for the 2014 tweet, let's see if she's going to apologize to the American Jewish community and to us around the world, who she has greatly offended with that tweet. And final story of today, it wouldn't be the countdown to elections if we weren't talking about what's happening with our various parties. And today it is the turn of the Labour Party. Now, the Labour Party have conducted their primaries, and I know that the votes are still being counted. But is the Labour Party, which is the centre left, are they going to survive this election? Many pundits say that there is a possibility that they are going to be greatly decimated in this election, that if they do get votes, they'll probably only get about 4, maybe 5 seats in the Knesset, and this is significantly lower than the 24 they received in the last elections when they were in an alliance with the Hatnuah party with Tzipi Livni. So under the leadership of Avi Gabbard, the support for the Labour Party has waned significantly, and it'll be very interesting to see when results are in tomorrow just how well this party is going to be able to perform on the 9th of April, if at all. So that is today's edition of the Israel Brief. I'm Rolene Marks, and I promise you we will be keeping you up to date with breaking news and any developments on the story of Ori Ansbacher, Zichrona Livracha.